I'm on my way to go pick up something for myself. And it's just funny about situations with people, man. So, if my wife was with me, I guess I would have been loving my life. But see, I had to walk such a far distance just to come get something for myself. You see, everybody else driving. Even the niggas creeping in the dark and shit over there. Everybody else driving, but you see them walking, right? Ain't that funny, right? A place that doesn't have public transportation either, right? Funniest situation that happened in life, and then, oh man, I can't believe this, man. Live on YouTube, I had to call this place just to, I'm almost walking past the place I was supposed to go. I was about to go somewhere else, man. Nighttime, I wear glasses, but I wear glasses. I'm supposed to have glasses on, so I don't have glasses on. And I was gonna wear glasses, I don't like wearing glasses. And funny, right? It's mad icy outside. Hey Siri, hold on, before I speak to you Siri, you be acting funny. Let me get some food. Hey Siri, are you okay Siri? Nah. Hey Siri, Siri, hey Siri. There's a place that says establishing businesses. Look, it says, listen to this Siri, this is funny. Because I was breaking down the cryptology while we were watching television. Establishing businesses for sale by owner, by Miracles, Ice, Air and Light, any jewel, the one, the miracle, and point of yin, and then they say he broke down girls. he said he said broke down girls. The guy whoever's putting these signs up is very sarcastic, and they don't really care about certain people's series. You know some series. If you ever speak to a guy that's driving and then he ever has a certain type of fuel in his tank, you'll be able to know who you shouldn't speak to and who you should speak to. You can probably just tell by the vibration. My hands are look at this. My, my hands are filled. Look, Siri probably want to look. Hey Siri, you hear me, Siri? You hear me?
Sorry, I couldn't find Mimi in your contacts.
I said, do you hear me, Siri? Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Out of charge, Siri. Maybe I turn Siri back on in charge. That's crazy. Oh, because I got my charge on. and my phone is out of here like that, so I'm gonna press that. Hold on, I wanna make sure. Nothing is not as much as you can. Oh, 0% is there. That's it there. Thing I got here is 0%. Siri has the I could vote it in, but Siri has to do it. Yes, I just voted the pizza.
Okay,
Ralph?
what else?
Ralph?
Yeah. I got 2 blue cheeses in there. What, you said you
hot.
want a hot sauce? What was the other thing?
Parmesan cheese.
Oh,
Parmesan
okay.
cheese patty. It's alright. I think I'll just go buy one. Well, yeah, what's it? I just want something, a regular mild hot, like, before I'm I turned it back on.
Okay. The dips are extra, you know.
Oh?
Okay. Okay, 2038.
You got 2 cents?
Yeah. Here you go.
So cold outside, I gotta hold this. I gotta hold this just to walk back outside and stuff.
Oh, it's not that bad today. I thought it was worse yesterday.
Oh.
Today's not bad.
Well, I'm used to the cold weather though, I have to be real, sometimes,
The humidity's high today.
it's different. It's sometimes like that, but it's different about, sometimes when I'm naturally reflect. So in a time I reflect in all points of all physical reality because I'm a natural or gold refiner, but I also have other high intensity elements. I refine all elements in the physical reality. So when I reflect, it's like sometimes ahead of time, or it might be a situation, like say if a person has a certain type of situation they want to know about at the time, and then they happen to come into contact with me, and then whatever they need to know, it'll manifest when they need to know what their situation is at the time. Or depending on times of acknowledgement. All right, have a wonderful day, all right? Well, I'm going to, YouTube, see, the phone passed out. I had to turn the phone back on while I was inside, so there was like a little spacious time. But I'm actually going to turn the phone off because I don't want the phone to die on me while I'm traveling. And then I got to go get something at the market for myself. And then just go home, man. I'm just gonna go relax in my house, man. Well, to me, it's like my house, my little vacation. So I'm used to. Well, since I'm renting now, since I have to rent now, I'm not renting. I'm the owner. But if you have people mentality, saying certain things, and this is why I told you my video for 5 hours was serious because it was called bite the Bitcoin. It's called Bitcoin because another chick wanted to nibble like a rat, and they were on the news and manipulating the physical reality when it came to the humane science while I was watching the cable inside. So an individual had to know the difference when, whatever the situation was. With the chick lying and stuff, and I was speaking about something else. They were talking about the GDP, something other type of situations. And, me changing the channel with the ludicrous, Toretto and all. Funny situation, but another person, they just didn't want me to acknowledge what was going on with the system a certain type of way because I guess somebody was manipulating the system. Nothing to do with me, but, I'm not going to put my life in on danger. Look, custom screen printing, custom embroidery. Yeah. he can agree. I tell you, a great town. Oh man, these people. You know, me. I never smothered individuals at all, and then other individuals. I'm, you know, I'm not stupid the way another individual tries to communicate with another individual at a time. So we know the difference of the physical. Yeah, because like, look at this. If I walk on this snow, right, I could literally find this snow all by myself just by walking on it. There's another thing that says, I'll be in my skirts and stuff. Right? But it's a difference for another individual. But I don't get into stuff like that. I don't do things like that for people. I'm not stupid. You know, I'm like the type of person in life that, it's like I told you, Rags, Blade, and Shield, they're the four that used to be with the 10 astrological jewel sons, some of the men that was very upfront with situations. And then their mothers look like their mothers, like the Rags, Blade, and Shield mothers, HLA and Liv, look like the 10 mothers, not the 10 mothers, but certain of the stones look like reflected Rags, Blade, and Shield because they had to know exactly what was going on. They were educating them, so for them to be on point, these situations look like this situation. So I made sure I made them to look like the situation, but they're nicer, like the nicer version of their situation, and you could tell they're a real jewel empress. But what Rags, Blade, and Shield did, they went and started killing the children of the jewel empresses, and then killing the kids of the 10 was the 42 was having, and then reconditioned them in the paradigm, and then when them individuals, when they woke up, look, there's some car going by right now, so when them individuals woke up in the paradigm, they thought Rags, Blade, and Shield was their dad, but it wasn't their dad. You know what I'm saying? I was their real dad, but it's because of what they did. What they did to them. So the 10 jewels wanted some personal, if they had jewels, Rags, Blade, and Shield do it, and then recondition them so they could get some pussy at the time, and then when the insurance mind fuck for them, the children, my children, of the other children, because me and my wife of the 10 girls had so many kids, we had partners, because they had partners. So we had beyond mad kids. So what the 42 did is, I guess they must have hired Rags to kill some of the kids of certain of theirs, and then through time they reconditioned them, and then when the kids said they were gonna sleep with me, they were actually sleeping with the 42. So they were sleeping with like their own brother, and then after that, when they were supposed to be with me, they wasn't with me because their mothers reflected Rags and Rags, Blade, and Shield, and HLA and Liv. So when Rags killed the 42, remember I had to go in the system because there's that time of sequence where Rags goes and he literally kills the 42, and the only one that could really save their life was me. So I went in the system, saved their life, and then Rags thought, Rags like, oh, Joseph's here, but he was questioning about the situation because there was a time he went to go rape my wife's daughter, and he couldn't rape my wife's daughter, so then he had Shield come around hunting down the other 12. Because remember, Rags, there was 10, there was groups there was 42. So, it was it was Rags, Blade, and Shield, so they were broken up to groups of, three groups of 10, and the last one was a group of 12. And then Rags made 13. You understand what I'm saying? So when I was in the situation, it was like 14. So another individual went to go find out what's going on, but before Rags was around, it was me, 13. You understand? But after, when Rags tried to kill him, I was 14 because I had to go handle the situation. And then when it came to the pyramids and I was Joseph, because they tried to kill me, so when it came to the pyramids and I was Joseph, they realized, what happened a certain type of way. And then, I was like, yo, you stole something from me. And then I had to go send the situation. And then other individuals thought they were going to do something to Rags at the time. But at the time, Rags wasn't around at the time, and they were preparing for a situation, so they really did it to was me, but my children never knew that because what they were seeing at the time, and they went to discern the jewel. So I was like, let it happen to Rags, because if Rags ever does try to kill him, Rags will be able to kill them. So I had to literally live his life so he could survive, because if he made the choice, it would have never happened. So I literally had to, me and Seti got into a situation, and then I had to save Seti's life. You know what I'm saying? So Anyway, I don't got to tell individuals what was really going on because another person didn't even realize what was going on with the individuals a certain type of way. They never even realized it until I said something, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter to me and stuff, you know. I just look at it like, hey, whatever, you know, something the 42 didn't know, you know? Because I never killed them either. You know, I made love to their mothers. Their mothers never had. Their mothers knew I got hurt that day. I went and woke them up because something happened to Seti. I'm gonna tell you reality. Something happened to Seti. When something happened to Seti, I came straight through, and then I found, something, Anyway, I don't want to speak about it, and then I was very upset, and at a time I was with my wife, so it was even more upsetting to me that I had to literally go cool off, and then I sat there because I couldn't believe what I was seeing, what happened because another person went and said he got into a dispute with his brother and stuff, and his brother tried to kill him and stuff, and that was the original time of you learning about Cain and Abel. The story reflects that his brother got into a dispute with him because he thought I favored Seti more than him. So William thought I favored Seti more than him. So then he tried to murder Seti. So when I came, I sat on the top of the mountain. I was like, why is, I knew something happened to Seti. So I was like, where the fuck is Seti? So I sat on top of the mountain and then I found him and stuff. And then, I came from off top of the mountain, and then when my cousin, my other son found me and stuff, they thought something was wrong with me, but I literally was just cooling at the time because I couldn't believe, I kind of feel emotional at the time. I couldn't believe what I seen happen to Seti, and then I'm sitting there and I was guarding him because I was like, if somebody's gonna attack him, they won't be able to see him a certain type of way because they're gonna think Seti's me, and then they're gonna attack Seti. If they went to go attack Seti, yeah, I'll be there, but in a certain way, they ain't gonna realize me and another person's getting physical because I'm stopping them from really killing Seti. Because what was trying to kill Seti when I was trying to save his life, I'm dealing with high mythology. So when I was trying to save Seti from somebody killing him, then all type of other situations happen. So I came to find out what caused William to have those emotions that did that to Seti, but nobody really knew it was me, Rocco, and GR that was really Seti's dad. And then I'm gonna be real with you. At the time, I'm ice Andromeda. I don't play games, and I'm Andromeda himself. So another person didn't know that I was the one that was saving Seti's life, and I put Seti somewhere a certain type of way because I had to revive Seti. And then on top of it, I literally had to find out what really caused that situation. So I don't speak about the shit because I feel emotional about it because me and Seti got into a physical dispute, and I got another dispute with Seti's brother because of that situation, because Seti's brother didn't know the difference, and I wasn't going to tell him because I knew that from the Galactical War, certain individuals had something to do with what happened. So, I'm not going to speak about it anymore. But now you know the story, the reason I came in. My hand is feeling extremely frosty right now. My hand, I'll show you my thumb in a way. My thumb is feeling extremely frosty right now. You see me moving my thumb? Feeling real frosty right now. Another person to go in that time, I'm just murdering anybody that comes over there in that time. So, another person doesn't know what's going on at the time. So, another person said, but I thought it was you and Seti. Nah, me and Seti never got into that. It was Seti brother and me. Seti brother tried to do something to me because he tried to cover up what was done because I found out what happened a certain type of way, and individuals had to regard themselves, and I was the highest one. So, they were looking at me like I was their brother. At the time, I didn't want to tell them that I was their real dad. They didn't need to know that at a certain time because they had to have a certain type of mentality to be able to survive to even get to these times. So I couldn't deter their consciousness. I couldn't deter their consciousness of them finding out that I was their real dad at the time that they were in because I needed them to be able to be militant in their conscience to be able to destroy anybody, whoever came between them a certain type of way while I would have been gone. So their mother would have told them who I was, and that's why I was supposed to be crowned majesty, but I wasn't crowned majesty because the mother and them, I don't know who these niggas are looking at me. The mother and them, was already, you know what I'm saying, the mother was gonna show them, but you know, if other things happen in a certain type of way, and then I guess my wife must have got into some next situation with some next with one of my other wives, but it's still my wife. So you probably have to hear me speaking, so I'm gonna just speak a certain type of way so you can hear me and you can see me. But you know, a man says, "Yo, how are you such a refinement and then you blend in so nice like that, even a certain type of way?" Because I'm always a man that if I was doing something, you wouldn't have to worry about feeling a way about the situation. I just handle you instantly. And then on top of it, then you find out that I'm the real light of all the letters. So, another person doesn't need to know certain things about this in the world.